John, we'll start with you here. Why was Buildbox an attractive buy for you?
Well, first of all, thank you for having us. It's amazing that actually the Cheddar audience is really this creator maker generation that's really, you know, 1 billion strong at least. And what AppOnboard does is make creating software very easy with no code. And I think when I met Trey, it was really kind of like meeting Pixar for the first time. And I think like the synergies were incredible.
Yeah.
We hit it off right away. And the deeper we dug, the more we found out that our dreams were really aligned. And that is to create a platform where anybody can create software without actually writing code.
So Trey, what are you going to be able to do now?
Oh, it's going to be amazing.
Like, what's going to be different for you and your company?
Sure. All right, so the first thing, I've always wanted to do a free version of our software. So we were bootstrapped for 5 years, and having the resources with AppOnboard, much larger company, we're going to be able to finally be able to do that free version, add a lot to the software, and do some pretty cool stuff that the community's been asking for that we've wanted to do. We have a backlog. I could sit here for days and tell you all the things we're going to do. But going free, making the software easier to use, more accessible, exporting to platforms like Nintendo Switch and consoles.
Are there synergies here between both of your companies?
Yeah, what's amazing is like the customer journey really starts with an idea. And I think on the way here, on the plane, the guy I was sitting next to had 5 ideas for apps, and then I got in the Uber and he had an idea for an app, then I'm checking into the hotel and she had an idea for an app. So I think everybody has an app, it starts with an idea, and most people then start to describe the idea. So what AppOnboard does is, with our software, it lets you prototype that idea, create the first demo. What Buildbox does is take you the rest of the way, and then at the end, if you want to promote that app, you're back in the AppOnboard software. So it's kind of the full life cycle of the customer developer.
How do you compete in an environment that's dominated essentially by Facebook and Google? Not necessarily gaming, but if you're talking apps that are popular,
right?
Yeah.
You know, Facebook has this software that essentially identifies what apps are gaining steam in the App Store, and which allows the company to create their own version of that app.
Definitely. So our core focus has always been, since the start of the company, indie game developers, which is a market that right now probably isn't the focus for a lot of people, but it has been for us, and empowering users to create things that they come up with in their mind, building it out with software and uploading it to the store. So we're really playing, I believe, in a different market. And yes, you know, those companies definitely do see the whole entire marketplace. Yeah. But that's why we're focused on gaming and specifically indie developers.
So how do you look at a company like Apple and Apple's announcement just a few weeks ago about its increased interest in gaming, especially with indie publishers?
I think it's amazing. I think it's an amazing opportunity for us to be able to help that market as well with arcade and new options, because gaming's growing, and you know, they took the App Store and split it into 2 sections for gaming and regular apps, and I think gaming's a really fast growing platform. But the biggest issue with gaming is, unlike all other technology, it's harder to make games now than it was 10 years ago. And that's the problem we're trying to solve, is make it easier and empower anyone to be able to do it.
One of my favorite examples is this gentleman, David Reichelt. He's literally colorblind. He was a parking attendant. He downloaded the Buildbox software, created this game called Color Switch. It went to the top of the App Store, 300 million downloads, became a multi-millionaire. That's the kind of person that no matter what other ecosystems are out there, we're trying to enable.
What's the business model? How are you making money?
Great question. So with Buildbox, it's $300 a year for our Pro version. We have 3 different pricing tiers. The cheapest one's starting at $99 a year, and that's unlimited use of the software. So it's a SaaS company that just charges on an annual basis.
Are those prices going to stay in place with the deal?
Right now, we're planning on so. It seems like our customers really like it. We just actually lowered those prices to open up and widen the community, and that's worked out well. So yeah, I think we will. And then we'll of course have the free version as well to attract more users to learn about the platform.
What does this partnership look like 3 years from now?
Yeah, I think what we bring to the table at AppOnboard is the enterprise expertise. So we have a lot of clients like Kabam, and then Trey has the long tail. So we'll be helping each other with both markets. In, I'd say, 3 years, the software will be a complete life cycle for both the enterprise and the long tail.
What did you make of Netflix's announcement this week that that company is sort of wading into gaming a little bit?
Yeah, again, I think it's great. I see everyone moving into gaming, and I think it's an amazing opportunity for us on the development side, because we can support all of those platforms. So the more people that move into gaming, the more opportunities our customers have to push their games out to new platforms.
What are the platforms that you are most bullish on? Is it simply just Android and iOS?
Yeah, right now, I'm still very bullish on Android and iOS. But my idea for someone who's using our software is to build a game once and play it anywhere and be able to push it out to all the platforms. So I think that's going to be an important, it's almost like the long tail of releasing your game, and I think that's going to be important in the future.
We were talking, Kristen brought up Oculus a little earlier today because we were talking about sort of Facebook's successes, but also where Facebook hasn't succeeded. Right. When is VR actually going to be something that we use?
I wish my crystal ball told me that. That's a great question.
Because I feel like I first experienced VR in like 1995 or something.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Pterodactyl Challenger, something in Dave and Buster's.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah. I think we're close.
I'm not using VR anymore than I used to.
Yeah, I think the leap in technology will be really when it's in your contacts, because people don't want to put on like this big bulky thing. If you can have the VR literally in your contact lenses.
So it sounds more like AR.
How do you turn that off, though?
Right, exactly.
Maybe you don't. Yeah, no.
Maybe it would sync to your watch,
Exactly.
probably
Tap,
somewhere
tap,
down the road.
Tap.